When I was deciding on the accessories, you know, if you look around, I love the pre-war. I like the metal. I like the painted metal look. I don't really like the plastic look. I like it in the post-war trains because they really look good. They lend themselves to molding and painting with the size of the trains they were making. But as far as the accessories, I didn't want the plastic buildings because you could see through them with light, and that would have been a lot of work to, you know, get the light not to show through. And I much preferred the older buildings and the older accessories. So that's pretty much what I went after, was the pre-war look. And I'm not particular whether I'm Flyer or Lionel or even Colber or Marks. It's just whatever accessory seems to be appropriate and what looks good together is great. So I went with that. My accessories pretty much stop at, I would say, like 1948, 49. They might hit 50, but they're usually their better accessories. Well, I have the early terrace. I have the powerhouse. The Hellgate Bridge. The Schoen Hut Station. It's a fiber station that was manufactured for Lionel by Schoen Hut in the teens and I think early 20s. I'm not sure how far it went. And it is just spectacular. The size lends itself to standard gauge, and I put the American Flyer Old Glory flag in front of it because, again, the size was just perfect. There are the 97 coal loaders, both pre-war and post-war. I've kind of got them grouped. I've got a couple of the gray ones in line. And then over on the other side, you know, I like there to be some sense to the layout. You don't want to pick up coal and dump it a foot away. It's nice to be able to run the train around the track to the other side to do the dumping. And same with the logs, or even with the 165 cranes. I've got, you know, 3 of the pre-war ones in a row, and they're just, I love it. I like seeing the rows of accessories just all laid out like they might be in real life.
Fritz's collection of standard and O-gauge trains includes some of the most iconic and desirable pieces made in the pre-war and post-war eras.
The Santa Fe passenger set. Well, when I got the set, it was all in the boxes. There was no set box to it. I didn't know about set boxes or anything else then. I paid the princely sum of $50 for that 2333 set with all of the cars, and it is the hex head variation, which I think is one of the nicer looking ones. We ran the 763 pre-war work train that was a 1940 only, the gray coal tender. It had the high coupler die-cast searchlight crane car. It had a high coupler, which I've never seen before, gondola with nickel plates. It had the deep dish 2810 crane car and the 2817 caboose with was late colors and nickel plates, which I was real fortunate to pick up at York. Right after, probably within an hour after Tom McComas telling me that it existed. I didn't know the thing existed. We ran a, I believe it was a 671, which was a turbine. It had the gray crane, which is a pretty tough car, and the silver dump car, which is pretty tough. It would be 46 because it was the smoke light, the light bulb smoke unit. I still have my cow in the 813 boxcar. You know, we photographed that 13 or 14 years ago, and Tom thought that was kind of funny. We ran Actually, that was an earlier, the 400E black. That was the early one with the, didn't have turn stanchions, it just had the little metal stanchions. That set comes with a maroon 212 gondola, terracotta searchlight, the crane, and earlier caboose. The 390 Blue Comet is kind of not really cherished by collectors. I think it's the best proportion of all the Blue Comets, and that's the one I wanted. I didn't want the 400E because the engine is too big for the cars. The 390 is just a beautiful scale to the cars. It runs beautifully. The thing just ran beautifully. I think it's just a beautiful set, smooth as could be. We also ran a state set, 400E green state set. I've been fortunate enough to have 3 state sets. I have a brown 408 state set, I have a 381 3-car state set, and a 400E earlier state set. And that, again, ran just as well as could be expected. The engine pulled it very, very well. But I could see that if you put a 4th car with a 400E or the 381, it would be pretty sluggish.
Fritz has managed to acquire an impressive amount of original Lionel tools that he actually uses when servicing his trains.
I used to do repairs for some of the toy companies when I lived in California, some of the toy stores, hobby stores. When I was getting ready to move up to Oregon, they said, well, you know, we're not going to be doing any more repairs. And they asked me if I would like to buy the tools. And I did. I mean, he had the rivet set, the rivet press, the wheel set, most of the screwdrivers and all of the wrenches and the 2 holders and the E-unit spreader and the E-unit vise. Then I picked up the pre-war test bench, and then I wanted the red rivet press as well as the blue one. And I actually like having 2. I mean, I use 1 press. I might be using 1 to pop the rivets out, and then just slide over and use the other one to pop the rivets back in. So 2 is not a bad thing. It's not, you know, what the heck, I enjoy it.
We asked Fritz whether he's a collector or an operator. He had to think about it.
Wow. Good question. Do I consider myself a collector? I'm a collector. I enjoy the hunt. I enjoy finding the trains. If you looked at my shelves, you'll see everything is pretty much original sets. And I pretty much try to put them in order on the shelf in the order they were shown in the catalog. I just kind of like that. I do not collect a train just because it's scarce, rare, hard to find, or whatever, unless it's in good condition and unless I like it. I started out post-war, then I went to pre-war, standard gauge, and then I went to pre-war O gauge, and then I found myself just totally confused, and I thought, well, what the heck, let's just collect what you like. When I'm operating, I most enjoy watching other people. I don't run trains by myself a lot. I come downstairs many, many nights, probably 4 or 5 nights a week, and just sit, turn the music on, enjoy a glass of wine, and walk around and look at the collection. I just love doing that. I do like running them if it's something that's been hard to get, like when I got the brown state set, and then I'd never run it until we did this video and ran the state set after I had to completely repair it. I just hope people enjoy the hobby. And what I don't like seeing is people getting things just because they think they have to. You know, there's no pleasure in trying to satisfy other people. It's all about, you know, making yourself happy and enjoying the fruits of your labors and sharing it with other people. You know, that's when I get the most joy out of running it, and when I get the most joy out of people coming down here. They walk in the room and they go, wow. And then they start looking at it. And then we turn the layout on. And when the lights come on, that layout is magic. And then when they see a train run, they almost can't take it. So, you know, that's cool.